Alright, what is going on, people of the internet, and welcome back to the episode of Ark Evolved Max Speed, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Enforcer, my personal go-to mount right now for the new Extinction map, which I am absolutely loving. Now, the Enforcer has a bit of an interesting way of attaining it. It's not like a typical dinosaur where you would tame it rather from a passive or a knockout tame, but you actually have to kill wild Enforcers, which will then drop a blueprint corresponding to their level. It will not always be exactly the same. Times you can kill a level 100 and it will drop a level 50 blueprint. Sometimes you can kill a level 50 and it will drop a level 10 blueprint. I don't think it always goes much higher, but usually goes a bit lower, somewhere around the same level. So as you can see, we spawn in 150 Enforcers here, go around to all their bodies, pick up their blueprints, and then we can go over to one of the city crafting stations and construct one of these for ourselves, which I think wasn't originally in Extinction, but was later patched in, so you can just make these ones that you get from a blueprint, rather than have to make the default level 1 one, which is much, much better. As you can see, we have 4 here at Mastercraft and 3 Ascendants, because we killed 150s. And they all cost quite a lot of elemental dust, which is a really hard thing to farm for on this map because you have to go around killing lampposts and benches and tables in the destroyed city. But after that, you can go ahead and come over to the city terminal, and once you've collected all the materials, we have to unfortunately go with the 144 instead of our 163 because the 163 is too expensive and there's only 12 slots in this thing to craft. You can go ahead and pop out this thing after making the blueprint. It does take away your blueprint, so you can only do this once per blueprint. But you just hotbar it, put it on the ground, and boom, you got yourself an Enforcer. And these things are fantastic. They're incredibly fast, and they can teleport around, and they can even wall climb. So they're basically like a light version of a rock drake. Now, they consume elemental dust to run. It's kind of expensive. It's not terrible. You can easily keep ahead of it, the degradation of your energy bar, but it's not super good at the same time. So it can be pretty tough in order to make sure that you have a high energy charge so you don't lose your Enforcer to its own equivalent of starving to death. But as you can see here, it is a very, very fast creature, and at default movement speed, we can see that the Enforcer travels at 1650 in-game units per second, which roughly translates to 36 miles an hour, coupled with the fact that it can teleport and blink around, and it's quite a fast creature. I really like the Enforcer quite a bit. It's certainly a deviation from what Ark normally has with its dinosaurs and even some mythical creatures, and now we have machines, and there's a lot of other machines in this DLC, but the Enforcer really is fast, and it's a really great way to get around the map, and the only thing that I can think really outshines it is the Managarmers, which are of course, the ferret, dog, wyverns that are up in the snow and just teleport and blink around and are a complete nightmare to tame unless you really know what you're doing. But as you can see, per level we get 1% movement speed, and we get 73 levels on this guy. You can't breed them, so we're not going to be able to get any imprinting, so we can't raise the speed further by that. But starting at 100% movement speed and translating that with the 73 levels, that is the about 66 or 36.9 miles an hour times 1.73, which will leave us at a top speed of 63.8 miles an hour, which is really, really fast. So you can see this thing is motoring along quite quickly, and we can even teleport and jump around everywhere. I'm going to initiate the slow-mo command right here so you can see the animation for this jump, and it looks just absolutely fantastic. Now, something quite interesting about the Enforcer is that not only are the stats directly tied to the level like with every other creature, but you actually gain more teleport charges the higher level your Enforcer was. So if you were looking when we leveled it up past 175, we actually gained a 5th charge when it started at 4. So I think it maxed out at 5. I have no idea if it goes any further than that. We haven't been able to get that yet. I believe that you can kill the Enforcer after you've gotten some decent levels on it, and it will drop an even higher level blueprint than when the first time you crafted it was. Haven't done that yet, but it could be a way to get even more than 5 teleports, but these guys are absolutely fantastic. Would I recommend doing a max movement speed build for them? Yeah, maybe. The only thing that they kind of struggle with is stamina, so I would recommend probably going a bit of a mix between movement speed and stamina, or stamina and health, depending on what you want. If it's kind of the only might you have, it's probably good to pump health, because these guys don't have a saddle, so they don't resist any of the natural resistances. And that can make it very, very tough to stay alive with these guys. They do 4 times damage to the corrupted creatures that spawn out in the wastelands on this map, but without having that health to tank some shots, it's going to be a complete nightmare. As you can see, though, we can teleport directly up, so it is very easy to get out if you have the opportunity to. I lost mine to getting float locked by a bunch of Carnos out in the wasteland, and I wasn't able to blink out of them because it would just bring me right back. And you got to be careful of that sort of thing. So it's smart to pump health. It's definitely smart to pump stamina, and you could easily get away with movement speed too, because these guys are just insanely quick. And I really like the Enforcer, and I would strongly recommend getting it if you can afford the dust. The Dodicarus helps. You can get a lot more from from the city stuffs with the Doedicurus, for sure. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next episode of whatever we make. And yeah, you can leave any suggestions that you want to see for any more creatures in this DLC. Thank you so much. Peace.